And is that a bad thing? Is that a scary thing? Should we be worried? Let me take a moment and talk about the quantum leap that is happening in humanity's consciousness by way of answering that question. Do you know what a quantum leap is? It's a scientific term. It's used in it's the fundamental word for quantum mechanics. It's used in the study of things very small, subatomic particles, like I was talking about earlier. You have an atom with an electron spinning around it. Now the electron spins in its orbital. As you add energy to that electron, it makes a quantum leap to another orbital. What's strange about this, or really, I suppose, almost magical and spooky, is that the electron doesn't move from the one orbital to the other. There is no transition from the one orbital to the other. It's traveling in the one in a particular way, and then suddenly it disappears from that orbital and reappears in the higher orbital. Very strange thing. We don't really know why or how. How does it get from the one to the other? And when it is in the next higher orbital, it's as if it was always there. A little bit like you're traveling in the slow lane of a 6-lane highway at a reasonable speed, a slow speed, and you depress the accelerator and nothing happens for a little while, and then suddenly you disappear from the slow lane and reappear in the fast lane at triple the speed limit in a very fast, very expensive car. Strange, and that just happens to you, and you accept that because that's what's normal. That's the equivalent. That's a quantum leap. It's a stepwise transition, a massive change. And when you have made the change, it's as if you have always been there. You've always undergone that change. Well, we're about to make a quantum leap in our collective consciousness. We're about to undergo a stepwise change in our consciousness. We as a planetary consciousness. We're busy taking in the energy for that change. And maybe you're experiencing that in your own life. Maybe you are hearing how people are saying that time is speeding up. Maybe you felt that. That's a complex subject on its own. But most of us, many of us, are feeling that this change is busy happening. But change brings fear. We're very often scared of change. It's the darkness out there. I don't know what's there. Maybe there's a monster waiting. When we were children, we didn't want to look under the bed because in the darkness there would be a monster waiting. Meanwhile, it was just dust bunnies. So we do fear change, and we don't know what's coming, but we know something big is coming, and that causes a lot of fear. And so this whole change period is causing a lot of people a lot of anxiety. But you don't need to fear. You can go to your heart, and you can find out what's right for you. Because with this change, with these big changes, there's going to be certainly a lot of discomfort. Some of the change will be traumatic. And when I say traumatic, I mean things like physical death for some. But it doesn't have to happen to you. You can choose. Everyone can choose. You don't need to be caught up in those changes. If you are attached, if you're holding on to the things of duality, if you are determined that your truth lies outside of yourself, then the possibility of you being caught up in the trauma is greatly exacerbated. If you are willing, however, to find your truth inside yourself, inside your heart, if you're willing to follow your truth, to do what is right for you, to be true to yourself, then you can avoid the trauma of these changes. Then you are heading towards a unity conscious reality already, and you can make the transition in joy and in peace. It's entirely possible. So what is coming next is a moment in which we make the quantum leap to a reality that is resonant with who we really are. Each of us, with who each of us really is. So who you are is what you're going to get. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. You will find who you are in your heart. Live resonant with who you are, and the transition is smooth and easy. The reality I spoke about in the beginning, when I was talking about imagining a reality where we're all motivated by love, where we're all integral, where you can trust everyone you meet, all of that stuff. That is the reality of unity consciousness. It's a reality where everybody knows in their heart that they are one with each other, one with life, one with the divine, one with their planet, and they behave in a way that is congruent with that knowing. That is the reality I'm going to. It might be the reality you're going to. You can choose. There are other realities, there are other possibilities, there are other outcomes. I don't know awfully much about them. I'm not too terribly concerned with them because I'm not going there. But you can choose. And that's the gist of what I wanted to express to you with this little video. We are one, everything else is an illusion, and we are creating our reality. And I believe it's time we began to create a reality that's a lot more loving, a lot more joyful, a lot more peaceful than what we've done up to now. It's time. Consciousness is rising. The energy influx is happening. We are able to make a quantum leap. You will choose where you will land. And finally, if you are ready to take an active hand in creating your reality, then I'd like to invite you to come and journey with me. I'm right now, as I record this video, I'm busy opening what I'm calling an Ascension School. It's the idea of Ascension Schools is a very old one, but we're doing it in a new way because we're able to do so in this time. I'm forming a group right here in my hometown. We're going to be meeting regularly, and I'm going to be sharing with them what I know about the process of releasing fears and judgments so that we can all prepare to live from our heart. The fears and judgments that block the heart are going to be released. And we're then going to be moving on to learning about the process of conscious, active reality creation, of co-creation. And as each class comes to a close here in my hometown, so I'm going to make that material available online for you to share in anywhere, wherever you are in the world. I'm going to use whatever is appropriate, YouTube videos, written notes, audio recordings, forum discussions, whatever is appropriate, so that you can share in this journey with us, so that you can be a part of the Ascension School. So I'm offering you the opportunity to co-create with me a unity conscious reality. Let's journey together. Let's find our way home to our most magnificent creative selves together. If you're ready for this journey, then I invite you to enter the URL. You'll see there's a URL somewhere here on your screen. You can enter that into your browser, and you can come and learn more about my Ascension School, and you can enroll. This might just be your journey home.